Good morning, students. Welcome to Alforce online classes. Now we are discussing parts of an angiospermic plant, right? Parts of an angiospermic plant. In this, we have to discuss about a flower, right? Flower. Sir, flower is the sexual reproductive organ of an angiospermic plant, right? Flower is the sexual reproductive organ of an angiospermic plant. Sexual reproductive organ of an which plant? Angiospermic plant. Is it okay? Right? Now, sir, the stalk of flower is called as what? Pedicel. Stalk of a flower. Stalk of flower is called as what? Pedicel. It is called as a pedicel. Right? Now, listen this statement. See this diagram. Sir, this is stalk of the flower. What is this one? Stalk of the flower. Sir, stalk of the flower is called as what? Pedicel. Stalk of the flower is called as a pedicel. This tip of the pedicel is called as thalamus. What is this tip of the pedicel called as a thalamus? Thalamus, right? Therefore, stalk of the flower is called pedicel, right? Tip of pedicel. Tip of pedicel. Tip of pedicel is called as what? Thalamus. Tip of the pedicel is called as a thalamus. Sir, this thalamus, it contains 4 nodes. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is having how many nodes? 4 nodes. Thalamus is having how many nodes? 4 nodes. Sir, if 4 nodes are present, then internodes will be how many? 3. Therefore, it contains 4 nodes and 3 internodes. Right? Who is having 4 nodes and 3 internodes, sir? Thalamus. What is this thalamus? It is a tip of the pedicel. What is pedicel? It is a stalk of the flower. Therefore, stalk of the flower is called a pedicel. Tip of the pedicel is called thalamus. This thalamus contains 4 nodes and 3 internodes. Is it okay? Right. Sir, this is a which node? First node. This is a first node. Whereas this is a second node. This is third node. This is a fourth node. Right? Therefore, first node, second node, third node, fourth node. Now listen this statement. Sir, at these 4 nodes, what are present? Modified leaves are present. These modified leaves are called as floral leaves. What are these modified leaves called as floral leaves? Therefore, write what are present? Leaves present at 4 nodes. Leaves present at 4 nodes are modified. Right? So, can we call these leaves as modified leaves? Yes. These modified leaves are called as floral leaves. What? Modified leaves. What are these modified leaves called as floral leaves? Modified leaves are called as which leaves? Floral leaves. Sir, these floral leaves are of how many types? Floral leaves are of 4 types. Floral leaves are of how many types? 4 types. And these floral leaves, they are arranged in how many whorls, sir? These floral leaves are of 4 types and arranged in 4 definite whorls. Is this statements okay? Therefore, 4 types of floral leaves are present. These 4 types of floral leaves are arranged in 4 definite whorls. 4 types of floral leaves arranged in 4 definite whorls. Is this statement okay? Right. Now listen here. Sir, floral leaves present at first node. Floral leaves present at first node called as a calyx. Floral leaves present at first node called as what? Calyx. Sir, floral leaves present at second node. Floral leaves present at what, sir? Second node called as corolla. Called as what, sir? Corolla. called as corolla. Whereas floral leaves present at third node called as androecium. Floral leaves at third node called as what? Androecium. Floral leaves at fourth node called as gynoecium. Floral leaves at fourth node called as what? Gynoecium. Therefore, these are floral leaves at a third node called as what, sir? Androecium. These are floral leaf present at fourth node called as what, sir? Gynoecium. Is these statements okay? Right? Therefore, 4 types of floral leaves are present. These 4 types of floral leaves are arranged in 4 definite whorls, right? Floral leaves at first node calyx, floral leaves at second node corolla, floral leaves at third node androecium, floral leaf at fourth node called as what, sir? Gynoecium. What it is called as? Gynoecium. Right. Now, sir, how many types of floral leaves are present? 4 types. Floral leaves. Right. How many types of floral leaves are present? 4 types of floral leaves. What are they? Number 1, calyx. Number 2, corolla. Number 3, androecium. Number 4, gynoecium or gynoecium. Just pronunciation is different, right? Therefore, calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, these are which leaves, sir? These are floral leaves, right? Now, sir, calyx present at which node, sir? Node. Calyx is present at a first node, right? Therefore, floral leaves at first node. Sir, corolla is present at which node, sir? Second node. Androecium is present at which node? Third node. Whereas gynoecium is present at which node, sir? Fourth node. Therefore, floral leaves at first node calyx, floral leaves at second node corolla, floral leaves at third node androecium, floral leaves at fourth node called as what? Gynoecium. Right? Now, listen here. Sir, what is the unit of a calyx? Unit. Calyx is made up of sepals, right? Calyx is made up of what? Sepals. So, what is the unit of calyx? Sepals. Sir, corolla is made up of petals. So, what is the unit of corolla? Petals. Petals. Sir, androecium is made up of what, sir? Stamens. Therefore, what is the unit of right, androecium, sir? Stamens. Sir, gynoecium. Gynoecium is made up of carpels. So, what is the unit of gynoecium, sir? Carpels. Therefore, sepals, unit of calyx, petals, unit of corolla, stamens, unit of androecium, carpels, unit of gynoecium. Sir, these sepals, petals, stamens and carpels, these 4 are non-technical terms of a flower. Non-technical terms of a flower. Whereas calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, these are technical terms of a flower. These are technical terms of a flower. Is it okay? Right? Therefore, non-technical terms, technical terms. Right? What are the first one? Non-technical terms. Non-technical terms. Right? Sir, what are these non-technical terms, sir? Sepals. Right? Petals. Stamens. And carpels. All these are non-technical terms of a flower. Then what are the technical terms of a flower? Technical terms of a flower. What, sir? Calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. These are, right, technical terms of a flower. Is it okay? Right? Sir, this calyx and corolla, these two are non-essential organs of a flower, as they are indirectly involved in reproduction. Whereas androecium and gynoecium, these are essential organs of a flower, as they are directly involved in fertilization. Is it okay? Right? Therefore, calyx and corolla indirectly involved in reproduction. So, calyx and corolla non-essential organs of a flower. Androecium and gynoecium directly involved in reproduction, so they are essential organs of a flower. Right? Now listen, sir, how many types of non-essential organs? Two types, calyx and corolla. Sir, non-essential organs are present at which nodes, sir? First node and second node. Is it okay? Right. Now, sir, essential organs are of how many types? Two types. What are they? Androecium and gynoecium. Present at which node, sir? Third node and fourth node. Present at which nodes, sir? Third node and fourth nodes. Is it okay? Right? Right. Now, listen here. Sir, we are discussing non-essential and essential organs of a flower, right? Non-essential organs. Sir, what and what are non-essential organs of a flower? First one is a calyx. Second one is a corolla. Is it okay? Right. Calyx is present at which node, sir? Calyx is present at a first node. Sir, corolla is present at which node, sir? Second node. Sir, calyx and corolla, these are two types of non-essential organs, right? Therefore, non-essential organs are of how many types? They are of two types, right? Now go for essential organs of a flower. What? Essential organs of a flower. Sir, essential organs comes what and what? Androecium. Androecium. And second one is gynoecium or gynoecium, right? Therefore, essential organs are of how many types, sir? Essential organs are also of two types, right? Androecium and gynoecium. Sir, this androecium is present at which node, sir? It is present at a third node. Whereas gynoecium, it is present at which node, sir? Fourth node. Is it okay? Right? Therefore, calyx and corolla, non-essential organs of a flower. Non-essential organs are of two types. They are present at a first node and second node, whereas essential organs of a flower are of two types, that is androecium and gynoecium. They are present at which node, sir? Third node and fourth node. Which node, sir? Third node and fourth node, right? Now listen here. Sir, four types of floral leaves, right? These four types of floral leaves, right, they are present in four definite whorls. Four types of floral leaves, they are present in four definite whorls. See here. Sir, these are four whorls of floral leaves, right? This is a calyx. What it is, sir? Calyx. Whereas this is a corolla. What it is? Corolla. 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 Whereas this is androecium. Androecium, right? Whereas this is what, sir? Gynoecium or gynoecium. Now see here. Sir, in this four type of floral leaves, who is the outermost whorl, sir? Calyx. Who is the innermost whorl? Gynoecium. Therefore, calyx is the outermost whorl of the flower, whereas gynoecium is the innermost whorl of the flower. Is it okay? Right? Now listen, sir, calyx and corolla, these are non-essential organs of a flower, right? Calyx and corolla are non-essential organs of a flower. In these two, who is outermost? Calyx. Who is innermost? Corolla. I am speaking about non-essential organs of a flower. That is calyx and corolla. In these two, outermost is calyx, innermost is corolla. Now go for essential organs of a flower. Sir, androecium and gynoecium, these are essential organs of a flower. What are these? Essential organs of a flower. In essential organs of a flower, who becomes outermost? Androecium. Who becomes innermost? Gynoecium. Is these statements okay? Right? Now, based on this diagram, we are writing some important statements. Right? Number 1. Outermost ole. Outermost ole of a flower. In a flower, what is the outermost ole? What is the outermost ole in a flower? Calyx. Is it okay? Right. Next one. Outermost ole. Outermost ole of a non-essential organs. Outermost ole of what, sir? Non-essential organs. Sir, non-essential organs means calyx and corolla, right? In these two, who is outermost, sir? Calyx. Next, number 3. Outermost ole of essential organs. Outermost ole of essential organs. Sir, essential organs means androecium and gynoecium. In these two, who becomes outermost? Androecium. Is it okay? Right? Therefore, outermost ole of flower, calyx. Outermost ole of non-essential organs, calyx. Outermost ole of essential organs, what, sir? Androecium. What it is? Androecium. Now go for innermost. What, sir? Innermost. Now go for the first one. What it is? Innermost ole of flower. In flower, who is innermost? Gynoecium, right? Sir, who is the innermost ole of non-essential organs? Non-essential organs means calyx and corolla. In these two, who is innermost, sir? Corolla. Therefore, innermost ole of non-essential organs is what, sir? Corolla. Now go for number 3. What it is? Innermost ole of essential organs. Sir, essential organs means androecium and gynoecium, right? In these two, who is inner, sir? Gynoecium. Therefore, innermost ole of essential organs is what, sir? Gynoecium. What it is? Gynoecium. Is these statements okay? Right? Therefore, innermost ole of flower, gynoecium. Innermost ole of non-essential organs, corolla. Innermost ole of essential organs is what, sir? Gynoecium. Is these statements okay? Right? Now, listen this statement. See, take a stamen. What's a stamen? Generally, a stamen contains how many parts? 2 parts. A stamen is with how many parts? 2 parts. What and what, sir? First one is anther. This is anther. What it is? Anther. Anther. Whereas the stalk, this stalk is called as a filament. What is this stalk called as a filament? Therefore, anther and filament, these are 2 parts of a stamen. Stamen means it's a unit of what? Androecium. Stamen means it's a unit of androecium, right? Now, what is the unit of gynoecium? Carpel. Each carpel contains how many parts? This we already discussed in introduction, right? Each carpel contains 3 parts. Each carpel is having how many parts? 3 parts. What are they? Stigma, style and ovary. How many parts are there? 3 parts. In what? Carpel. What are the 3 parts? First one is a stigma. Second one is a style. And third one is what, sir? Ovary. Third one is ovary. Is it okay? Therefore, stigma, style and ovary, these are three parts of what, sir? Carpel. Now, this ovary contains one tissue. Ovary contains a tissue by name placenta. What is the tissue called as? Placenta. This yellow line indicates placenta, right? Now, on this placenta, what are present, sir? Ovules are present. Where? On placenta. What are present, sir? Ovules are present. Ovules are present on placenta, right? Now, listen here. Sir, here I am taking one ovary. Placenta, and on placenta, what are present? Ovules are present, right? Now, listen here. Sir, this is what? This total is ovary. What is this total? Ovary. In this ovary, right, this one indicates ovary wall. What is this one called as a ovary wall? This is what, sir? Ovary wall. Is it okay? Right? And what are these, sir? Ovules. All these are ovules. Is it okay? Right? Sir, after fertilization, when? After fertilization, after fertilization, after fertilization, after fertilization, this ovary wall changes into fruit wall. What changes into what? Ovary wall changes into fruit wall. Ovary wall changes into what? Fruit wall. Therefore, now what is this called as a fruit wall? Fruit wall. Sir, fruit wall is also called as pericarp. Fruit wall is also called as what? Pericarp. What is another name for fruit wall? Pericarp. Now, sir, what are all these ovules? Listen this statement. Sir, all ovules are not fertilized. Do all ovules are fertilized? No. Only some ovules are fertilized. For example, 1, 2. These are ovules, sir, which are undergone fertilization, which has undergone fertilization. Sir, after fertilization, what happens, sir? After fertilization, ovules changes into seeds. When? After fertilization. After fertilization, what changes into what? This ovules changes into what, sir? Ovules changes into seeds. After fertilization, what changes into what, sir? Ovules changes into seeds. Therefore, now what is this called as a seed? Therefore, see this diagram carefully. Now, this is called as a true fruit. What it is called as a true fruit. Any doubts in this statement? Sir, what a true fruit contains, sir? Number 1, fruit wall. Another name, pericarp. Number 2, what, sir? Seeds. Sir, from where this pericarp is formed, sir? After fertilization, the ovary wall itself changes to pericarp. Sir, from where the seeds are formed, sir? After fertilization, this ovules changes into seed. Is it okay? Therefore, after fertilization, ovary changes into true fruit. When? After fertilization. What changes into what? Ovary changes into true fruit. After fertilization, ovules changes into seeds. After fertilization, ovules changes into seeds. Is it okay? Right? Is it clear? Right? Therefore, sir, ovary, ovules. What is happening? After fertilization, after fertilization, this ovary changes into what, sir? True fruit. Ovary changes into true fruit. Whereas ovules changes into what, sir? Seeds. Now, listen this statement carefully. Listen this statement. Sir, do all ovules are fertilized? No, all ovules are not fertilized. All ovules are not fertilized. Therefore, ovules, see, if ovules are unfertilized, it means I am speaking about unfertilized ovules. What happens to unfertilized ovules, sir? Unfertilized ovules falls off. What falls off? Unfertilized ovules falls off. Okay. Whereas fertilized ovules, what, sir? fertilized ovules, they develops into what, sir? Seeds. That's why seeds are also called as fertilized ovules. What is another name for seeds, sir? Fertilized ovules. Seeds are also called as fertilized ovules. Seeds are also called as fertilized ovules. Therefore, is this statement clear? Is it okay, right? Is it okay, right? Therefore, we completed this topic, that is parts of an angiospermic plant. Parts of an angiospermic plant. Now, we are going for write a new chapter, that is morphology of flowering plants. What is the chapter name? Morphology of flowering plants. Morphology of flowering plants. What is the chapter name? Morphology of flowering plants. Sir, what is the meaning of morphology? Morphology. In Greek language, morpho stands for form, F-O-R-M, whereas logy stands for study. Therefore, in which language, sir? Greek language. In Greek, right, morpho or morphe stands for what, sir? Morphe or morpho, it stands for form, F-O-R-M, whereas logy stands for what, sir? Study. So, morphology deals with what? Morphology. So, morphology deals with what? It deals with size, structure, color, form, and relative position. What it is? Relative position. Relative position of organs or parts of an organism. Of an organism. Therefore, what is the size? What is the structure? What is the color? What is the form? And what is the relative position of organs of an organism? All this comes under what, sir? Morphology. All this comes under what, sir? Morphology. Therefore, is these statements clear? Okay, right. Now, in this chapter, morphology of flowering plants, first we are going to discuss about root. The first topic we are going to discuss in this morphology of flowering plants is what, sir? Root. Go for root. Is it okay, right? Sir, root is a underground main axis of angiospermic plant. Root is what? Aerial or underground? Underground. Underground, right? It is what? Underground main system. Underground main system of an angiospermic plant. Of an angiospermic plant. Now you tell me, sir, we already discussed types of root systems, right? Now we are going to discuss them in detail. Okay, right. What it is? Types of root system. Types of root system. Types of root system. Sir, in angiospermic plants, right, three types of root systems are present, right? In which plants? Angiospermic plants. In angiospermic plants, right, three types of root systems. In angiospermic plants, how many types of root systems, sir? 3 types of root systems. What are the 3 types of root systems, sir? First one is a taproot system. What is the first one? Taproot system. Taproot system. Second one is a fibrous root system. Second one is what, sir? Fibrous root system. Fibrous root system. And third one is a adventitious root system. What it is? Adventitious. Adventitious root system. Therefore, a angiospermic plant contains how many types of root systems? 3 types of root systems. What are they? Taproot system, fibrous root system, adventitious root system. Go for the first one. What it is? Taproot system. Go for taproot system. What it is? Taproot system. Now listen here. Take a seed. Seed means I already told you it contains how many parts? 2 parts. What is the first one? Seed coat. What is the second one? Embryo. Therefore, in this diagram, right, what I drawn here, that is nothing but a seed coat, right? What is the second part, sir? The second part is embryo. Sir, embryo contains how many parts? 2 parts. Number 1, embryonal axis, right? This is embryonal axis. What is this one? Embryonal axis. What next? Cotyledons. These 2 are cotyledons, right? Now you tell me, in this embryonal axis, this becomes which end, sir? Lower end. Lower end of embryonal axis is called as what? Radicle. Which end of embryonal axis? Lower end of embryonal axis is called as what? Radicle. Now listen here. Sir, this is radicle. Where it is? Inside the seed coat. What? Radicle. Where it is? Inside the seed coat. Now what happens means, this radicle comes out of seed coat. Sir, how radicle will come out of the seed coat, sir? If radicle elongates, automatically it comes out of the seed coat. Therefore, radicle elongates and comes out of the seed coat and develops into primary root. Therefore, this is nothing but which root, sir? Primary root. This primary root is also called as a taproot. What is another name for primary root? Taproot. Therefore, here what happens? Radicle elongates. Radicle elongates and develops into what, sir? Develops into primary root. What is another name for primary root, sir? Primary root is also called as taproot. Primary root is also called as taproot. Sir, here how many seeds are there? 1 seed. 1 seed means how many radicles? 1 radicle. How many taproots? 1 taproot. It means a one plant is having, a single plant is having 1 radicle. Therefore, how many taproots, sir? 1 taproot. Therefore, 1 plant, 1 taproot. Yes or no? 1 plant is having how many taproots, sir? 1 taproot, because how many radicals are present? 1 radicle is present. Therefore, 1 taproot. Therefore, 1 plant contains 1 taproot. 1 plant contains 1 taproot. Is this statement okay? Right. Sir, now can I call this taproot as a direct elongation of radicle? Because when radicle has elongated, it became what, sir? Taproot. Therefore, taproot means nothing but a direct elongation of radicle. Therefore, taproot. What it is? Taproot means nothing but a direct elongation. Direct elongation of what? Direct elongation of radicle. So, direct elongation of radicle. Is this statement okay? Right? Now, listen here. Sir, this is taproot, right? Now, this taproot produces branches, sir. Taproot produces what? Branches. Now, see this diagram carefully. Sir, this yellow one indicates which root, sir? Taproot. Whereas these orange lines, what they indicate, sir? They indicates branches. Yes or no? Sir, what this yellow line indicates? It indicates taproot. Sir, how taproot is growing? It is growing upwards or downwards? It is growing downwards. It is growing obliquely downwards or right vertically downwards? Vertically downwards. Therefore, taproot grows vertically downwards. Therefore, taproot, how it grows, sir? Taproot grows vertically downwards. Now you tell me, sir, this taproot, it is growing in the direction of gravitational force. Sir, gravitational force acts in downward direction. Gravitational force acts in downward direction. Here taproot is growing in which direction? Downward direction. Therefore, taproot grows in the direction of gravitational force. Yes or no? Therefore, taproot grows. Taproot grows. Taproot grows in positively geotrophic manner. Taproot grows in which manner? Positively geotrophic manner. Name itself indicates. Geo means earth or gravitational force. Trophic means movement. Sir, why we are calling here positively geotrophic manner? Because it is growing in the direction of gravitational force. So we are calling it as positively geotrophic manner or negatively phototrophic manner. Negatively phototrophic manner. Sir, photo means light. Trophic means movement. Sir, taproot is moving opposite. So, negative sign. Opposite to the direction of what, sir? Sunlight. So, we are calling this movement as what? Negatively phototrophic manner. Therefore, taproot grows in positively geotrophic manner or what? Negatively phototrophic manner. Is this statements okay? Right. Now, sir, this taproot has produced what, sir? Branches. These branches are called as secondary roots. What are these branches called as secondary roots? This is taproot. Taproot has produced branches. What are these branches called as secondary roots? Is it okay? Right. Therefore, taproot produces branches called secondary roots. Now see this diagram. Sir, these are roots present on taproot. Sir, these are secondary roots I am saying. Yes or no? Sir, these secondary roots are first formed branches on taproot. Yes or not? Yes or no? Sir, these are secondary roots. These are first formed branches on taproot. On taproot, these are first formed branches. Therefore, secondary roots are first order branches. Secondary roots are what? First order branches. Secondary roots are what, sir? First order branches. They are first order branches. They are first order branches. Is it okay? Right. Sir, the secondary roots, how they grow, sir? They grow either horizontally or obliquely. Secondary roots grows how? Horizontally. Secondary roots grows horizontally or obliquely. Is it okay? Primary root means taproot. How it grows? Vertically. Whereas secondary roots, they grows either horizontally or obliquely. Is this statement clear? Right. Therefore, now these are which roots, sir? Secondary roots. Means which order branches? First order branches. How they are growing? Horizontally or obliquely. Now what happens means this what? Secondary roots produces branches. Secondary roots produces what? Branches. Can we call these branches as tertiary roots? Which roots, sir? Tertiary roots. Which roots these are? Tertiary roots. Therefore, secondary roots produces branches called as tertiary roots. Secondary roots produces branches. Secondary roots produces branches called right, called as which roots, sir? tertiary roots. Sir, these tertiary roots grows in different directions. Which roots, sir? Tertiary roots. How they grows? In different directions. Sir, now you tell me, sir, on taproot, who are first formed branches? Secondary roots. On taproot, who are, right, second formed branches? Second formed branches, tertiary roots. It means tertiary roots are which order branches? Tertiary roots are which order branches? Tertiary roots are second order branches. Tertiary roots are second order branches. How they grow, sir? Grows in different directions. Grows in what, sir? They grows in different directions. Grows in different directions. Is it okay? Right? Therefore, tertiary roots are second order branches. They grows in different directions. Sir, then what happens to these tertiary roots, sir? Again, they are branched. What happens to the branches, sir? Again, they are branched. It means the taproot is branched for several orders. Taproot is branched for several orders. What, sir? Taproot. Branching of taproot. Branching of which root? Taproot. Several orders. Branching of taproot is of several orders. Sir, final branches. It means ultimate branches of root. Ultimate root branches. It means finally the branches what we are getting. Ultimate root branches, they are called as rootlets. What they are called as, sir? Rootlets. Sir, taproot has produced secondary roots. Secondary roots produce tertiary roots. These tertiary roots again produces branches. That branches again produces branches. Finally, the branches what we are getting, they are called as what, sir? Rootlets. What they are called as rootlets. They are called as what, sir? Rootlets. Sir, this what? These secondary roots, right? Tertiary roots, and these rootlets, they together forms lateral roots. What are they called? As lateral roots. Is it okay? Therefore, which roots, sir? Secondary roots. What more? Tertiary roots and rootlets. All this together they forms what, sir? They together forms lateral roots. They together forms which roots, sir? Lateral roots. Now see here, sir, this is taproot, right? The tip of the taproot contains root cap. Tip of the taproot contains root cap. Sir, the tip of the lateral roots also contains root cap, sir. Therefore, root cap is present in the tip of the taproot as well as in the tip of the, right, lateral roots. What? Root cap. Therefore, tip of taproot present tip of the taproot contains tip of the taproot contains what, sir? Root cap. Sir, this root cap is also called as a calyptra. What is another name for root cap, sir? Root cap is also called as a calyptra, right? On root, root hairs are present. Where? On root, what are present? Root hairs are present. Is it okay? Right? On root, what are present, sir? Root hairs are present. Sir, what is the function of root hair, sir? Root hair helps in absorption. Root hair helps in absorption of capillary water. Root hair helps in absorption of capillary water. It also helps in absorption of what, sir? Minerals. Therefore, is this statement okay? Therefore, root hairs helps in absorption of capillary water and also helps in absorption of what, sir? Minerals. Sir, root hairs are absent in epiphytes, parasites and epiphytes, right? Hydrophytes and what, sir? Parasites. What are absent? Root hairs are absent. Therefore, root hairs absent. Root hairs absent in which plants, sir? Number 1, epiphytes. Number 2, hydrophytes. Hydrophytes. And number 3, parasites. Therefore, in epiphytes, hydrophytes and parasites, what are absent? Root hairs are absent. Now the system what we discussed here, that is a taproot, right? Secondary roots, right? Tertiary roots, rootlets, root cap, root hairs. This together forms which root system? Tap root system. Together forms which root system? Tap root system. Presence of taproot system is a characteristic feature of dicot plants. Presence of taproot system is a characteristic feature of which plants? Dicot plants. Is it clear? Right? Tomorrow we'll continue the next part. Is it okay? Right? Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.